Hi, good evening. I hope you're doing well. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I know many of you are out tonight, but I wanted to get us ahead of schedule. So sorry for the weird glare, and I'm a hot mess. I just taught my quarter force class. So I'm going to make this quick because I'm starving. You'll find as you start going through this time nutrition plan that you are hungry. Your body knows exactly when it's supposed to eat. And there's a weird glare. I have terrible lighting and my computer is old, so I'm trying not to be in that little thing right there, but oh well. Like I said, I'll be recording and it'll be up on YouTube. I'll put it on my YouTube channel and share it in here. Okay, so welcome. I have met many of you. Some have only met online or over the phone. So hello, I'm Marcy. Hi, Jamie. I see you coming in. What I wanted to do tonight is, Jamie, you can start video if you want, or you can just listen. It's up to you. I know you're probably a hot mess like I am. But what I wanted to do is kind of give you an overview of Beachbody On Demand. Some of you are just getting it, or you may not have access to it. You may have just gotten your package today. I know a few of you got started today, and it takes between 24 to 48 hours to have access to Beachbody On Demand. So by tomorrow or Saturday, you should have it if you do not already. So I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of Beachbody On Demand, and then I want to show you, so next week my plan is to have you guys do a week of A Little Obsessed. So that is a lead-up program to the full 80-day obsession. You kind of get a sense of how the sliders work. And for those of you that may not have your kits by Monday, no big deal. Just grab some paper plates, like the thicker quality ones, like the Dixie brand or whatever, and use those. And don't worry about the bands. You can do all the exercises without the bands this first week. You'll have everything in time. And even say you decide to start later next week, we just make do. My first group, we had such a back order that they were like 2 weeks in without all the equipment, and they did just fine. So you will be getting that. But it's just kind of an idea just to get you into the routine. There's my light. I'm a hot mess. Get you into the routine of the workouts. The Little Obsessed workouts are only 30 minutes long, so you kind of get a feeling of what it's going to be like. And the most important thing, the hardest thing of this whole program is nutrition. And time nutrition. And many of you have not eaten that way. I had never eaten this way before I started it in January. So what we're going to do in A Little Obsessed, we're only going to focus on the workout block and how we time that meal. So that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. So let me do the overview and then we'll get into that. Cool. All right, let me share my screen. Share screen. Obsessed. Okay. So hopefully you can see it. So I'm going to take you in. So when you log into Beachbody On Demand, you will go to beachbodyondemand.com. You will use the email address and the password that you set up when you created your account. It's the same one. It will always be the same one going forward. So when you first log in, they actually just changed this this week. You'll see some stats, which is kind of cool. So you can, it's kind of an extra checker of how much you're working out. So it's really cool. And you can see now they're suggesting what my next workout is based on what I have been doing. You will scroll down and you will see featured programs. There are over 2,000 some workouts in Beachbody On Demand that you now have access to for an entire year. So I'm not going to think long term, but as soon when we get done 80-day obsession, it's not like, all right, you're done. We find the next program to move you into. So we're going to start with these first two. They will be at the top. So you will go into A Little Obsessed. And here when you first come in, it takes you into your workout list. And the great thing about 80-day obsession, each day it lays it out, so you don't need the calendar. So really, you will get one in your kit. But for some of the other programs, you need to pull up the calendar too. But this shows you like the order in which you do the workouts. And it's very important to follow the order. Now, there may be some times you're traveling. We are entering the summer months where you'll be traveling. We can talk, and you can move like the cardio ones up where you don't need a lot of equipment. So that we'll do that. But really stick to the way they're written. They're done with a purpose. So all you do to come in here is you just click play, and it brings it up, and you are good to go, right? And you'll have this little warning, and then you say accept it, and then that takes care of it for a long time. So there are your workouts. Now here is where you find all the program materials. So you're going to get these in 80-Day Obsession. You'll get the Getting Started guide, but for A Little Obsessed, it was only an online program. So you're going to click Program Materials. The first thing you are going to do, you'll see it says the Getting Started. These got tracker sheets. That's where you can keep track of your weights and bands and stuff like that. You probably don't need it since it's only 5 days. But what I'm going to have you do is come down to Nutrition. And we're going to open the meal plan. So I've already got it. So you would click on that, and this brings up the meal plan. And I want you to read this. Like, you are going to have some homework in these next 2 weeks because it's so important to read it, digest it, and then ask me questions. I know a lot of questions that will probably come just from going through it, but there's some things I haven't thought about. So make sure you read first. Now I can reading.
Let me figure it out.
Yeah, now I missed part of it.
So in the eating plan, you will come down. Oh wow, it's going super fast. So read it, right? It's not long. Here's your homework. The first workout or homework. Oh my God, what is going on? My computer's having a moment. Hold on. Wow, it's like possessed. Jeez. Okay, I'm gonna try this. All right, so she gives you an introduction. That's Autumn, the creator of the program. Now let's talk about these containers. You have them in your kits. Every kit comes with one. These become your lifeline, and you will find that you will start talking in container colors as I do. So you'll hear me say a purple, a red, a yellow, a green. I'm going to tell you, measure your food using these containers. You can overeat healthy food like crazy. You can be taking in so many more calories than you need, but if you measure it in these containers, it will set you straight. Like, I pack my vegetables in my green container, and in my blue container, I pack my hummus and healthy fat, and I take that with me. It's just easier that way. I'm already getting it dirty, so I'll just use it. So let me explain how this works. So there are stickers that come with these two. If you need it, you can put them on. Green is vegetable, purple is fruit, red is protein, yellow is carbs, blue healthy fat, orange seasoned dressing, and teaspoons or oils and nut butters. For those of you that don't have your containers yet, I will post a graphic that gives you the measuring cup comparison, so you know. So here's the first thing we have to do. And please do this, because this is going to tell you your container count. You will take your weight. If you don't know it 100%, like I don't weigh myself, I get it. When I go to the doctor, I do, so I base it on that. Times 11, that's your caloric baseline, basically what your body needs to function, just to breathe and you have your heartbeat and all those things. Then you're going to add 400 to that in step B. So you take that number that you got in A, move it to B, plus 400. So in the Little Obsessed workouts, you're going to burn on average of 400 calories. So that equals maintenance. So if you're here and you're like, you know what, I don't want to lose weight, I'm just looking to get stronger, I'm looking to lift my butt, all those things, then you stay in maintenance. If you want to lose weight, we have to eat at a deficit to lose weight. It's just a matter of fact. Calories in versus calories out equals weight loss. So then you take your maintenance calories and you subtract out 750 to give you your deficit. This gives you your calorie target, okay? And you'll see this note if you're breastfeeding. I do have a mom in my first group. She's breastfeeding throughout this and has been fine. Should we just add her some calories in? I don't know if anyone is in this group, so I don't think we have to. But if you are, let me know. So on step 2, you find out what is your meal plan. Like, how many containers are you getting a day? So let's just say Plan A, just to make life easier, right? You see, okay, so whatever your formula comes out to, say it comes out to 1375, you will fall into Plan A. So find your range and then come down here and find where your containers are. This is where it can sometimes get confusing at first. What the hell is going on with my computer? All right. So Plan A. Sorry if I'm making you all nauseous. So you will see I get 4 vegetable containers, 2 fruit containers, 4 proteins, 2 carbs, 1 fat, healthy fat, 1 nuts and seeds, and 3 teaspoons. So here's my recommendation for you. Write that down, print it out, something, so you see it. And there are, I don't think in A Little Obsessed there's food trackers, but there are an 80-day obsession, which we'll talk about next week. But this is how many containers you eat in a day. That's a lot of food. Once you get the containers and you look at them, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to be starving. But then by week 3 or by day 3 or 4, you're like, that's a lot of food to eat. So just trust and believe that you will be full. You will be hungry at first. I promise you, you're detoxing. You're changing completely the way you eat. You will be hungry. However, over time, you are going to find that you're full and you're satisfied and all those things. So these are the numbers of containers that I eat. I'm only talking about A Little Obsessed for now. All right. So here's what we're going to do. In A Little Obsessed, so timed nutrition in general is at certain intervals of the day, you're eating every 2 to 3 hours. And you're eating certain containers or food groups at those intervals per day. So you will find, we're going to talk about the workout block. In A Little Obsessed, we're only focusing on the workout block. It's a way to ease you into understanding this meal plan. And I found that people have the hardest time kind of figuring out this block, the workout block, because for those of us that work out in the morning, we might need to wake up a little bit earlier to get our food in. And I'm going to talk to you about, I get this question, but I do fasted cardio, I do fasted weightlifting. That's what I've always done. Totally understand where you're coming from. I was that person. I've always been that person. However, with this program, I knew I wanted to change my body. I knew I wanted to change the way things were done, and I wanted to trust in the program. So I changed my thinking, and I've got to tell you, I will never, ever, ever go back to fasted cardio or fasted weightlifting. In the first week, I could tell the difference in my energy level and my output. And that's what's important, right? You're working out. You want to give it all you've got. You want to push as much hard as you can. So you gotta try. You just gotta suck it up and try. Now, with that being said, some of us have a hard time eating early in the morning and then working out. If that's you, try it. I've had people in my first group, they tried it and they were like, nope, I can't do it. So some of them moved their block to the evening, or we just changed the food they were eating. We made it a little bit lighter, okay? But I want you to give it an honest go. You don't know if you don't try. So you always have your workout block together. And the importance of the workout block is to fuel your body. You're going to hear Autumn talking about it. You're going to hear me talking about it. Food is just not food anymore. If you start to look at it as fuel of how your body can function and work, you lose that whole stigma about food. And oh my God, I'm eating too much, or I'm not eating enough. You lose it. You're looking at, okay, I need to eat these certain food groups to fuel my body. I need to eat these certain food groups to come back out and recover my body. So just start thinking of it as fuel. So the workout block is a 4 to 5 hour window that tells you what to eat before you work out and after you work out. And the block, the workout block is a part of all those containers you saw above. They're not separate or in addition to, right? They count in your entire container count, if that makes sense. So I know some of you are using the performance lines. I'm not going to talk about those yet. I'll talk about that more as we get to 80-day obsession. That's a pre-workout, a post-workout recovery thing. Let's just talk about the pre-workout for now, okay? So for most of you, you're not going to use these supplements yet. And I say yet because you may need them later. So here's plan A, right? We talked about it. We know how many containers we have. 60 to 90 minutes. I'm going to tell you this number depends, this time range, I have a gnat on my screen, really is dependent upon how fast you are able to digest food. Some people might need 60 to 90 minutes to digest food. For me, I can eat a half an hour before, 45 minutes, and I'm good to go. Like, it doesn't upset my stomach. It's a personal thing. So you're going to have to play with this. All right? So, pre-workout meal. I will give you my block because I actually fall in this plan, I think. I'm a plan up. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Let's say I'm in this block, in this meal plan. I wake up at 5 in the morning. So I'm eating by 5:15. I'm having overnight oats, which is a yellow, my carbs. I'm having Greek yogurt, which is my red protein. I have a teaspoon of peanut butter for my teaspoons. I'm going to tell you, I hate vegetables. I hate them more than anything in life. I've tried to eat various versions of vegetables in the morning, and I can't do it. And I just leave them out. It's just, I'm being honest. This is not about being perfect. So I don't eat the vegetables. Some other people in my group do the scrambled egg with spinach and, you know, whatever. Some can just pop some carrots in their mouth, which is disgusting, and go that early in the morning. So it depends on you. So you could make like one of those scrambles with all your eggs and all that stuff in there, or egg cups like that. So I eat that, and then I start my workout. I do use Beachbody Performance Line, so then I come in and drink that too. All right, so let's just go. So then we go in and we work out. So you have your workout. The workout's 30 minutes for a little obsess. Where is it without the supplement line? Hold on, I should have done this before. Okay. If you're not using Recover, I'm sorry, I'm having a moment. Where does that go? Bear with me. La la la. I'm real, y'all. I don't know it all. Jamie, if you have questions, I muted you. You can unmute yourself if you have any questions as we go through. La la la. Sorry, I'm making you nauseous, I know. I need to see something. Okay, so I've got it clear now. So if you're not using the supplement line, then you would move this, I got it. Rather than having the Beachbody Performance Recover, the post-workout supplement, and a fruit, you are going to move this fruit container down into this post-workout meal. So for example, you could have, since I work out so early, I work out, I drink the Recover, but I get to work at 9. So I then have hard-boiled egg, whole grain toast with peanut butter. Again, I miss my vegetable. Worst coach ever. I miss my vegetable, but in that case, you could do like a scramble again, or what, you know, whatever you can do. At that hour, you might be able to eat something vegetable-wise. I just can't. And then you will put a fruit here. So an apple, a banana, those kind of things. All right. So this is your workout block. So what I want you to do for your homework, and I'm going to post the kind of a sample without the performance line in there, so you know where to group these things. Really, it's just this purple fruit container moves to the post-workout meal. That's all you're going to focus on. So I want you to go in this tomorrow or Saturday figure out your meal plan, how many containers you get, and then you're just going to map out your workout block. And I want you to send that to me. Say, and for the week, the first week, I would just eat the same things. And then the rest of your containers, then you just put those out for the rest of the day. So here's some options. Here's my son. I'm doing it live.
Guess what? It's hurting because I have a molar.
Okay. You have a molar coming in?
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right. Good night, buddy. I love you.
Daddy lost my teeth.
Okay. You're going to see them a lot in this whole 90-day thing. Here's some options. So further down, you will see. So plan A, my pre-workout, boom. My post-workout, I'm just going to move this fruit down here. And then a meal option. So this is basically telling you, this meal option 1 is basically Shakeology. Shakeology counts as a red container. And if you add fruit to it, there's a purple. Put in some powdered peanut butter or nut butter or almond butter. Shakeology is taken care of. Okay? And before I forget, unsweetened almond milk, when used in a shake, we're going to talk about more of this in 80-Day Obsession because it gets a little bit more strict. Does not, it counts as a teaspoon, 8 ounces of unsweetened almond. So you can use that as a teaspoon. So here, this teaspoon could become unsweetened almond milk. All right. But if you drink like a glass of almond milk, that counts as a yellow container. All right. We'll differentiate that later. But just so you know, meal option 1's a good Shakeology. And then the rest of them, just eat the rest of your containers. So you would deduct 2 greens, 2 purples, 3 reds, and all your yellows are gone. And then you still have healthy fat in these left. Okay? Just focus on that. It's not about being perfect. We're just learning. And it actually gets easier when you're in 80-Day Obsession because it's really mapped out for you. And then when you go down, it's going to say create your time nutrition. It's going to give you tips. Like you're going to want to spread your red containers throughout the day because that's protein. That keeps you fuller longer. You want to try to, that's why we eat our yellows up front. We want to try to eat our yellows up front so then the body has time to process and break them down. In 80-Day Obsession, you get an extra yellow because we're working out harder. So that one I save for my large meal, my meal at the end of the day for dinner. I always want a carb at the end of the night. Now I know what you're thinking. Well, she gave me all these great containers, but what the hell goes in them? I'm going to make it easy for you. Check this out. Container food lists. It gives you all options to put in these containers. So all the vegetables you can think about, all the fruits, all the reds, you'll see Shakeology comes down into there. For eggs, if you're doing egg whites, you have 8 egg whites. If you're doing eggs whole, like you're just cracking them and scrambling, that's 2. That counts for a purple. A red. Here's something I want you to start differentiating, and you will learn this as we go. So there are good carbs and there are bad carbs. There is discrimination amongst carbs. So here's how I want you to think about it. The higher up on the list these are, the better choice of carb it is for you. So you see at the top, it says sweet potato. Let's look at the bottom. You're going to find the breads, the tortillas, those kinds of things, right? Those use white flour. Those are harder for your body to break down, and that sugar that comes from those carbs is stored as fat. When you take it in from a sweet potato, it's able to break it down, break it into glycogen that your muscles then use to repair and to give you energy and things like that. So when you're looking at carbs, look at this list and try to stay above the halfway mark, all right? There is going to be time where you want to, like I have whole grain bread. I like it. It makes me feel full. It's not a terrible choice. Should I be eating a sweet potato? Yeah, but not at 9 a.m. in the morning. I'm very much one of those people that eats breakfast at breakfast. I can have it for dinner, but I can't eat like there's some people that eat like chicken and rice that early in the morning. I just am very much whatever the meal is for the day, that's how I eat it. But you may be different. So just keep this list. Print these out and put them somewhere. They will change for 80-day obsession. Just keep that in mind. They will change. We have certain foods that are eliminated. But that's something to keep in mind. Now, here's where it gets tricky on the blue container. Right, that blue container is pretty big. I fill that sucker with hummus, and it's a lot of hummus. Like, in any of these, other than blue, if it fits and you can put a lid on it, you eat it. So for fruit, I cut them into really small pieces as long as I can get a lid. For protein chicken, I shred it and shove it in there. As long as it fits, I can eat it. It's like the cat. Like if it fits, I sit. You know that cat. But look at the blue container. So this is where your nuts come in, healthy fats. You need them. They give you energy. They fuel your brain. Avocado, you're not going to eat a whole avocado because you could shove it in there. You're going to eat a quarter of it. Almonds and nuts is really where you have to stop and think, and you have to count them. Because almonds have a lot of fat in them. If you eat like a giant handful, it's too much. And you've heard people say they overeat almonds all the time. So you're going to literally count them out. So keep that in mind. The orange one, you can use that to measure. Those are your like smaller seeds, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, things like that. Everything's here. Here's your teaspoons, your oils, your nuts and butters. Measure them out. It's easy to overdo those. So those are your food lists. So helpful. I have this printed out in my kitchen because I always forget, and I can say, oh, that's right, this is the container. Sometimes they change. Like, you think it's one thing, it's on the verge of two, but in this program, it's something else. Does that make sense? Like applesauce. Well, it could be a fruit because it's applesauce, but here they have it as carb. So just always refer to that. And then you seek free foods. So these are all like spices and vinegars and mustards and hot sauce. I know I get that question a lot. Yeah, use those. Use those. Just be cognizant of how much you're using. Water is the key. Water is so important for weight loss and energy and skin clarity and all those things. So you want to try to aim for half of your body weight each day in drinking water. And it just becomes habit. You just have to keep doing it. If you don't drink water regularly, just keep doing it. I struggle with it on the weekends. But you can see she gives some options of what you can put in there to flavor water. Maybe you hate straight water. Put some fruit, put some vegetables in there, spice it up. You can have coffee. Absolutely. They're saying recommend no more than 3 to 4 8 ounces a day. And you'll find when you're drinking Shakeology, you don't need the coffee as much. You're getting natural energy. And as you start to change your food choices, those carbs, those heavy carbs that were once dragging you down, they're eliminated from your diet. So now you don't feel bogged down. You've got just natural energy. Here's what I want you to strive for. Like, you'll see what we want you to supplement them with: cinnamon, lemon, pumpkin spice, nutmeg. Stay away from the creamers and the sugars. You'll probably have to slowly back off of that. I promise you're going to feel much better. You're going to think clearer. At first, it's going to suck. I know it will. Caffeine's a bitch, honestly. So you gotta trust. Like, give yourself time to detox. Use tea. You can have green tea. Those are things you're gonna find that are gonna help you. It's going crazy again. Then this last container talks about the Beachbody Performance Line. I will talk about that later. I swear by it. But it's not. You do not need it for results. It just helps you recover. And then you'll see here, we talk about Shakeology bases. So for those of you that have Shakeology, have never tried it, I'm going to be very honest with you. The first shake you ever make is going to taste terrible because you're figuring out the consistency of it all, right? The key is to really get it to a consistency that you like. Like, I like mine thin. So my go-to is vegan chocolate. I put 6 ice cubes. I've been drinking it for 3 years. I have it to a science. 6 ice cubes, 8 ounces of unsweetened vanilla almond milk, a 1/4 cup of water. I like it thin. Half a banana, PB2, which is powdered peanut butter. It saves on calories. And sometimes I throw spinach in it. try and get my veggies back in hidden because you can't taste it. Other times I just say screw it. And then I blend it. I have a Ninja. You can blend it with anything. I do recommend blending it if you can. Like we have a blender at work. I drink mine as my lunch. I had to change my whole way I ate, which I'll talk about more next week. But I have a blender I just keep at work, and I put it in my conference room and I make it at work. When I travel, I sometimes just have to shake it up with water. It's not the best, but it makes do. So play with it. And make your first one. Taste it. If you don't like it, add, you can put spices. You can use cinnamon, nutmeg. I'm going to post some recipe ideas. If you go to Pinterest and type in Shakeology recipe, you'll find Girl Scout Thin Mint, pumpkin spice latte. There's so many things you can do. I'm just a plain Jane. But you'll see here, like my unsweetened almond milk, 8 ounces is 1 teaspoon. So it tells you like what you add. Like I'm not giving up a yellow container for some liquid. So I don't use these other things, right? That yellow is prized for me. So maybe write that down too so you have it. One other thing about Shakeology, as you're starting to experiment with it in this coming week, it is packed with fiber. And what Shakeology is it's, you've seen it, you've heard it, it's a superfood shake. You're like, what does that mean? It's got over 70 exotic superfood ingredients like matcha, quinoa, things I can't even pronounce, right? That I would never ever eat in my diet. I don't take pills, like legit. You will learn some weird things about me. I didn't learn how to swallow pills until I was a teenager, and it takes me a good 5 minutes to swallow ibuprofen. So I'm not taking extra vitamins. I eat my kids' gummies just to keep me from not getting sick. I think it's more of a mental thing. You should have seen me with pregnancy. I had to get special vitamins that were like this big, because you know how bad those pregnancy vitamins are. So I knew for me, I needed something because I don't eat vegetables. I've just always hated them. So Shakeology is the equivalent of 5 servings of vegetables. We still eat them, but it does give me those. And it's got a ton of fiber. And what happens, you hear the word processed food all the time. When they're processing our food, it leaches out all the good stuff, right? Because they're making them at high temperatures and they're doing all these things. So it's leaching out all those nutrients. Shakeology comes back in and gives us all those nutrients that have come out. That's why we're not drinking Shakeology for every single meal, like you see in like the Slim Fast and Isogenics and the things like that. That's not what this is for. It promotes weight loss. It increases your energy, which you will experience. It improves digestion because you're getting all this fiber naturally. You're going to notice a difference. It takes about a week, but you will start noticing differences. I've had people that have had migraines and they've stopped. My hair got better. My face got better, except for now. So all these things will start to happen. But here's what I want to talk about: stomach discomfort. Because if you don't eat these things now, you might find you have discomfort. So if you experience that, go to a half a scoop for a week, see how it feels. If it's still bothering you and you're using the regular Shakeology that uses whey protein, we may need to change you to the vegan line. I had to do that. I started with the whey and I was like, oh, I'm doing good. And then over time I was like, oh, I just don't feel good. My stomach hurts. I was using the bathroom a lot. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try the vegan line. It uses pea protein. Just went over there and my body processes it easier. It's just how your body works. Now, they don't taste any different. They're not different other than the type of protein. I think that's it to start. So your homework is to read this whole thing. So you go log into Beachbody On Demand. Quick reminder, you're going to go into A Little Obsessed. You're going to click Program Materials. Click Nutrition, click your eating plan. If you are vegan or vegetarian, you can click this one. It just, the food list gives you protein options that are not meat. and eliminates the eggs for the vegan. And then click in there. So I need you to do your calculation, find out what meal plan you are. Figure out what foods you're going to eat. I was talking to Jamie tonight at class, and we're going to talk about it more in 80-Day Obsession. I want you to take it super basic. I don't want you to think about making like casseroles and soups and yet. Like literally say, okay, I get a red, green, and yellow. I get a protein, carb, and vegetable. Chicken, broccoli, brown rice. That's it. That's all I'm going to eat. Like, it's going to take some time. By week 3 in the first phase, they were starting then to mix and mesh these ingredients together to mix it up. But for the first 2 weeks, we really just stuck to the basics to understand the food groups, to understand how much we were eating. So that's what I want you to do. Don't try to make these elaborate meals yet. Let's just use this first week of A Little Obsessed to test the waters. So you're going to do that. You're going to look at your workout block, and I want you to map it out. Literally say, this is when I'm working out. So, okay, if I'm working out at 6 a.m., my workout starts at 6 a.m., I probably need to be eating by 5:30 at the latest if I can process food and digest quickly. If not, I maybe have to eat at 5, do some stretching, get warmed up, start at 6. Maybe you try working out in the morning and that you eat and it just doesn't work for you, move it to the afternoon or the evening. See how that works for you. This is the time to test it. And eat in that workout block and then just eat the rest of your containers as you can. Don't worry about the timing of them. Just eat lunch, eat dinner, because next week we start talking about the timing. And it actually makes your life so much easier. I can't tell you how it seems so overwhelming, but it's so simple. And I'm on a clock. My body knows 2 hours, time to eat. 2 hours, time to eat. All right? That's it. I'm going to go eat my dinner, right? Look, you're probably thinking, holy crap, it's 9:15. What is she doing eating? I have a protein, a carb, and a vegetable to eat. But I worked out. And my workout block says an hour after working out, you need to eat X, Y, and Z. Doesn't matter the time because it has a purpose. Food is fuel. If I didn't work out and then I was trying to eat at 9 o'clock just because I wanted to eat, that's a problem. But it has a specific purpose to come in and refuel my body from all the work I did in my class. All right? I'm going to post this. I'm going to be very honest. I am a tough love kind of person. If you don't do your homework and you don't take the time to understand it, you're not going to be successful. All right, I am here to answer any question. There are no dumb questions. But this is creating a lifestyle for you. This is creating something you can take down the road years from now and still do. So put in the work up front. Learn how to eat. Learn what works for your body. And let's do it together. Okay? Does that make sense? I don't want to scare anybody right now, but that's who I am. I am here for you 100% if you're willing to be there for you 100%. All right, I'm done. I'm hungry. And I'm probably going to eat one of these bad boys. I'm going to get some samples of these too, these new beach bars, so you can try them later. But that's it. Jamie, I'm going to unmute you. Do you have any questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Cool. And you will, guys, you will have questions, so don't. I'm trying to stop my screen share. Whatever, I can't figure it out. Good night. I will talk to you all soon. And we do the workouts starting Monday. Let's make it Monday through Friday that you do them, unless you're out of town and need to change it up a little bit. All right? Bye, Jamie. Have a good night. I'll talk to you all later.
Bye.